Hello everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago video onto the channel today. So, let's talk about arguably one of the most popular episodes in the series, and my personal favorite episode, Tock. This episode is praised by fans for introducing basically the plot twist to end all plot twists with Zane being a robot. Now, a lot of people have somewhat criticized the twist as they kind of saw it coming. Well, that's just that's their problem, not the show's problem, because most people did not know, did not even have a clue about it. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. What I'm here to talk about is why I think this episode, out of all nearly 200 episodes that have ever been aired in the series, this one is the most important. And I want you to think about it in the way that I tell you right now. I want you to think about it like this. For a while, when we first watched Ninjago, we thought, this show could be interesting. I want to see what there is to watch in this show. And then that's where the pilots came in. And then, when we started with season 1, we were like, this show is pretty good, but I think it's missing something. It's missing something, essentially. But then, that's when TikTok came in. When you first watched it, you thought it was going to be kind of just like the older other episodes. Good, but nothing too special in the grand scheme of things. And then, when you start watching it further, you notice that it feels like they are trying harder than they should. You're actually invested in what's going on. And this is further solidified with Wu explaining his own backstory, plus Garmadon's as well, and the backstory of how he was bitten. And then we get, the ultimate seal of approval with, being invested with what I mentioned before, Zane being a robot twist, which if you watch the show at that point in time, it just blew your mind. It's basically every prepubescent mind exploded that day because of the plot twist. I still see people commenting to this day, oh my god, that twist was so good, that twist was such amazing writing and stuff like that. I still see stuff like that to this day in comments. And even people who rewatch this episode again, they still thought yeah, that episode was great. Great. It's one of the best episodes ever, And I could absolutely see why, because the reason why it's so important is for one reason, and that is it proved that Lego could actually tell a story. Because from the previous episodes, you may have gotten the notion, but it wasn't really confirmed that they could tell a story. You may have gotten an idea of it, but it wasn't really a confirmation, Whereas this episode basically told two stories in one episode. The first being the backstory of Garmadon and how he was bitten, and the second being Zane's own backstory. This episode is praised by many fans, not just for the twist, but also for how important this episode is. This episode proved to anyone who was watching the series at that point in time that this show could actually tell a legitimate story. It wasn't just a cash grab. You could have made the argument that it was a cash grab for those first 6 episodes, but you couldn't even tell at that point from episode 7. You could not tell that this was a cash grab, essentially. And honestly, I feel like that's why a lot of people love this episode. It's incredibly important because it set the foundations for what's to come later down the line with magnificent storytelling, for the most part, and for, actually telling a story and not being a quote-unquote shameless cash grab, even if that's kind of what it was for the first 6 episodes. But what do you guys think? Do you think TikTok is the most important episode of the series? And if not, what do you think is the most important episode of the series and why? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, and click on the notification bell to receive every video that I will upload. And I'll see all you folks in the next video. Bye-bye!